Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and participants. Welcome to TalentCorp's sharing
Afternoon.
session, Government Grants and Initiative, organized by TalentCorp and Malaysia for IRC in collaboration with the DRB-HICOM University of Automotive Malaysia and Datalytica. I am Noria Smira, Technology Executive from Datalytica, your host for today's event, and it is truly an honor to be here with all of you. Today, we have a very special session featuring engaging and thought-provoking discussion. Our gathering will revolve around Talent Corp initiative, including the National Structured Internship Program, MySIP, and MyNEXT. Ladies and gentlemen, please be informed that today's session will be split into two segments. During the first part, we will hear from three speakers, and in the second segment, we will have a Q&A session. Before we dive into our lineup of insightful speakers, we will begin with the opening speech from Dato Omar Osman, the CEO and Vice Chancellor of the DRB-HICOM University of Automotive Malaysia and Chairman of Malaysia for IRC. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us in person today, but we have a recorded message from him to set the tone for our event. Let's take a moment to listen to his words.
A very good day. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also our gracious Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be here today to be able to talk to you on a bit on the critical need of innovation with digital skills and technologies. I'm also glad that today's event is co-hosted with TalentCorp and Malaysia for IRC Consortium. Let me first and foremost thank TalentCorp for enabling this program to be launched today, and I really appreciate the presence of everyone. My apology for not being able to be present here today in person to greet all of you here. I hope the sessions by TalentCorp today will benefit greatly us. We know that talent is very critical in the development of and also progress of our businesses and institutions. My4IRC has been established last year in 2022 with the founding members that includes DRB-HICOM University, Datalytica, U Science Holding, Itramas, Quest University, TalentCorp, MIMOS, as well as Kasmoi. I'm glad that we now have more than 50 organizations joining us, and we are here to actually promote IR 4.0 and also become part of the innovation ecosystem in Malaysia. Innovation is very important. Digital skills and technology is very important. The digital innovation is really necessary for at least 5 groups that we can identify, namely the individuals, the industry, government, universities, and communities. For individuals, we know that personal growth is facilitated through digital innovation. Online learning platform offers lots of courses and resources, allowing individuals to acquire new skills or knowledge from the comfort of their homes before where they need to go to universities and colleges. For businesses of all sizes, across all sectors, it can harness digital innovation to improve and boost operational efficiencies. For government entities can significantly benefit from digital innovation by improving public services. Universities and the education sectors greatly benefited from digital innovation through revolutionized education by making learning more accessible, online classes, digital textbooks, educational apps, and that have broken down geographical barriers and allowing many with internet access to pursue learning opportunities everywhere, anywhere, anytime. Thus, therefore, digital skills as a catalyst is very important. It's important because it can work on competitive differentiation, data strategic planning, and agile innovation. In competitive differentiation, digital innovation serves as a conduit for businesses to establish robust competitive advantage. Through strategic deployment of novel technologies, organizations can introduce distinctive products and services that set them apart from competition, thereby securing formidable market position. In data-driven strategic planning, for example, harnessing the capability of organization to make strategic decisions based on real-time data-driven insight enhances business performance and forecasting accuracy. And therefore, we then can move into an innovation culture where digital innovation fosters a culture of continuous improvement and innovation within the organization. And we understand, therefore, the imperative for innovation lies in moving into competitive landscape by staying ahead rather than being left behind. Rapid technological advancement with the pace of technological change will allow businesses not to fail, and therefore reduces the risk of obsolescence. Companies like Nokia and Blockbusters, for example, serve as a cautionary tales of giants that were left behind due to their inability to adapt quickly. We also know that globalization will enable innovation to provide competitive advantage, allowing businesses to differentiate and capture the market share. We also have seen disruptive business models coming through innovation that disrupt traditional businesses and processes, and they therefore now become not relevant anymore. And therefore, the role of business and also the role of innovation in addressing global challenges such as climate change, pandemics is important. We know that innovation is crucial in developing sustainable technologies, renewable energy, and also solar innovation, including battery storage and electric vehicles. In pandemic, for example, the rapid innovation of the vaccines and also innovation in healthcare serve as a reminder that innovation do not wait for anyone, but it needs to serve the public. Therefore, the digital solutions demanded by consumer results in digital expectations that will continue in online shopping, digital banking, virtual events, businesses that will innovate to meet expectation. And last but not least, there are now personalization issues with regard to how big data and AI actually serve to actually give customer experiences also into immersive experiences such as augmented reality and virtual reality in setting new standards for customer expectation. Thus, therefore, the data skills in powering the innovation needs the digital skills such as Python programming, data analytics, and artificial intelligence that will definitely create a digitally skilled workforce that will increase efficiency, adaptability, agile mindset, and growth potentials of the businesses through agile digital workforce. And therefore rise the need for continuous learning and upskilling in the rapid technological changes that is there. Thus, the collaboration as we see today between the universities, industry, and government agencies, such as universities that is in My4IRC, TalentCorp that is in My4IRC, and government agencies, TalentCorp representing the government agencies and industry such as ITRAMAS and other members in My4IRC shows the need for collaboration that will allow digital skills to become part of the innovation ecosystem. What we need is actually to look at the gap that is existing and move on to actually close the gap. And therefore, the role of educational institutions such as revamping curricula and offering specialized digital courses is very important. Corporate initiatives such as in-house training and partnerships with tech institutions and apprentice program is also very important. And we really need government policies to incentivize digital training and also fund public awareness campaigns. We therefore is a great supporter of the lifelong learning and adapting to the capability so that we can increase the workforce in Malaysia. We hope therefore that the innovation ecosystem in Malaysia will be improved. We now can see there are 4 or 5 stakeholders in the innovation ecosystem in Malaysia: the government initiatives and policies, the universities, the funding and the investment, the incubators, and definitely organizations such as the Malaysia 4th Industrial Revolution Consortium will allow the innovation ecosystem to move along. For example, Malaysia government initiative in Malaysia National Policy on Science and Technology, Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, Agency Innovation Malaysia, universities such as the public universities, research, and also private universities and polytechnic are very important in pushing for initial innovation and startup as well as research. We also therefore need funding and investment, and the agencies such as Credit Fund, MB's Malaysian Venture Capital, and also Malaysia Debt Ventures, and other VCs or venture capitalists around that will enable us to work. We need platforms such as incubators and accelerators as in Meranti, and also programs that within. We need TalentCorp, which will work on initiative to attract and nurture and retain expertise needed to meet the country's economic needs. Therefore, we hope that this meeting here between TalentCorp and the industry will greatly benefit both parties. We at the Malaysian 4th Industrial Revolution Consortium hope that we can work together with government agencies, universities, and industries together to make Malaysia ready for the 4th Industrial Revolution and beyond. And while we understand there are many challenges, we also understand that there are significantly active members of the research and development ecosystem, the agencies, the funding, the platform champions to actually work together to enhance Malaysia capability in the innovation ecosystem. Again, I would like to thank all the participants here today and hope that we will always stay connected and network together and support the initiative by the government, and also understand the real pressing need of the industry to adopt innovation through a digital and technological transformation in development and also training the talent in skills and technological advancement. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Dato Omar Osman, for those inspiring and insightful sharing. We appreciate your presence. Now, without further ado, let's move on to our first speaker for today, who leads TalentCorp Group's Graduate and Emerging Talent Department, and also oversees graduate initiative implemented within the ecosystem, namely the Structured Internship Program, SIP, Young Employment Student, YES, industry-academia collaboration, and also scholarship talent attraction and retention. He also plays an active role in providing strategic support, translating and monitoring strategic initiative across business units through effective partnerships and collaboration for the Industry Partnerships Department. Prior to TalentCorp, he served in the Ministry of Finance under its Corporate Planning Division. An active social media user, he was named as one of the Marketing in Asia 70 Rising Personalities on LinkedIn in Malaysia in 2020. A degree holder in Business Management, Business Economics from University Technology Mara. Please welcome Mr. Megat Fazrul Azlin, Megat Abdul Aziz, who will be sharing his expertise on introduction of TalentCorp initiative. Mr. Megat, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chairperson. Good afternoon. A very good afternoon to everyone. I've managed actually to go through the list. Actually, we have more than 30 different stakeholders, universities, industries. Thank you for having us. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us. My name is Megat Fazrul Azlin, currently heading the Graduate and Emerging Talent, TalentCorp Malaysia. In public eyes, TalentCorp is always actually known as an agency who bring back Malaysians who are currently abroad. But I think, trust me, that the whole bulk of our initiative, of our intervention program actually lies within enhancing the local talent ecosystem. Myself, actually, we've been working across institutions, universities, be it public or private, polytechnics, community colleges, TVET colleges. We are even actually going down to schools now in terms of how we can further equip our young talent with the relevant information, with the relevant knowledge about the job market, what's happening within the industry landscape, so that all this kind of information can be spread out. I think we are also actually trying not to get rid of the conventional mindset, but there are a lot of opportunity available if we actually have the right information. Of course, actually 10 years back, actually people keep on saying that to be a successful person, actually you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, you need to be a lawyer. But now e-gamers are also earning millions of money. So there are things that continuously, rapidly changing, and we trust that within the team, within the graduate and emerging talent team, we do advocacy to go down to the ground, meeting up with the students, institutions, academicians, bridging the gaps between whatever actually we've been gathered through industries that we are actively engaged. And of course, actually, find out what are the better solutions, what can be done for a country betterment. I think just that's a bit of introduction. Let me actually go through who we are, what we do, who is TalentCorp, and what we do. The Talent Corporation Malaysia Berhad, as everyone might aware, is a government agency. We are now actually under the supervision of Ministry of Human Resource. We was set up in 2011 under the 10th Malaysia Plan to focus on looking into how we can further develop, enhance, improve our talent demand and talent supply, bridging the gaps, provide solution, drive intervention program, drive strong and effective partnership. Because regardless, whenever we are parked, I think last time actually before Ministry of Human Resources, we are actually parked under the Prime Minister Department. And our core nature is always actually to work collaboratively with ministries, agencies, industries, institutions, because talents are cut across stakeholders. And I think if you look at the how part, actually we advocate policies, we gather information, insights from both industries, ministries, and also the institutions. We introduce best practice. we have our signature initiative that we continuously running. We develop new intervention program, niche program, a special project on how actually we can plug the gap or provide a quick win solution in terms of I think we are now actually moving into Madani Economic Plan, the new Industrial Master Plan. So I think and yes, talent is always a matters to the country, and TalentCorp actually play roles actually to continuously enhance the ecosystem so that our young talent especially are ready for the job market, are ready with the right skills and competencies, and can serve better for the economic of the nation. So we operate actually based on 3 strategic thrusts. Our heavyweight is actually on optimizing Malaysian talent. Yes, while everyone actually know us of playing a role in attracting Malaysian diaspora to come back, our work actually revolve around optimizing local Malaysian talent. We work in graduate space, school space, women's space. We are now actually venturing into how we can, as Malaysia actually is moving to aging nation, we are also actually start looking into the veteran space, the senior space, and that is for optimizing Malaysian talent. Second, actually, attract and facilitate global talent. Under the attract and facilitate global talent, actually, TalentCorp own a subsidiary called MyExpat. MyExpat actually assist and manage high-skilled expatriates actually coming to the country. Maybe some easy example that I can share. Normally, a new investment coming to the country, they will bring new expertise. Highly skilled expatriate actually that come under that package actually will be facilitated under MyExpat Center. We continuously engage with Malaysian diaspora because actually like we can't afford actually to fight one-to-one with dollar and cents. So those who actually have planned to come back, they will be facilitated under our returning expert program facilitation that provide some tax incentive and several other incentive coming with that. On top of that, actually, we wish actually to continuously connect with our Malaysian experts who are currently residing abroad, because if they are bloom there, and they should actually continuously to bloom wherever they are. But we hope that they can we can connect, collaborate, and also build up more Malaysian to be one like them, inshallah, in the future. On the third part is building networks of top talent. So we formulate, we build up our own industry captain network, women network. So all this think tank actually will assist in terms of providing us continuous insights. We embark on international collaboration. We currently work with Japan under G2G arrangement. We are also working with NSDC of India in terms of how we can further enhance our skill sectoral talent intelligence for the benefit of the country. The next slide. So I think just a glance through of the evolution. So we are currently, I think, 11, 12 years old now. So we continuously drive intervention, strategic initiative, work collaboratively, formulate new solutions to the policymakers. We are now, I think, gaining more and more traction in terms of our presence in the institutions, especially. Last 2 weeks, actually, the team are everywhere across the country to facilitate IPTA induction week. So we managed actually to secure a slot in terms of providing the job market insights, how our students or our fresh university students actually now should start their career roadmap as early as possible for us actually to bridge the skill mismatch, skill gap, and also underemployment issue in the future. Next slide, Noratika. So I think everyone is also might aware that together with us under the Ministry of Human Resources, they are Perkeso, they are HRD Corp. So I think Talent Corp, actually we are clear that young talent from first year up and until before their graduation, it's Talent Corp sphere. So we play our role actually in this sphere in terms of providing them, injecting them with the right skill, with the right knowledge, with the right competency, so that actually we hope that after graduation, they are at a better footing in terms of securing their first employment. And I think our sister agency, HRD Corp, and also Perkeso will manage post-graduation with their upskilling and training, and also My Future job portal to facilitate employment. Next. So I think these are some of the examples of what we do across ministry. We work with Ministry of Home Affairs, especially immigration officers. We work with KPT institutions. We work with Ministry of Education, especially actually going down to selective schools in terms of enhancing the career readiness, job market insights. We work with EPU on developing our annual publication of critical occupation list. For everyone information, actually we are producing on an annual basis of critical occupation list. Is a list comprehensive list where we gather information on the most sought after jobs but hard to fill. So I think these are the information that we are available publicly to be downloaded through our website, and these are actually our critical gap that needs to be filled up based on employers' feedback. Next. Okay. I think before I actually pass the floor to Atika, let me actually just provide you. Today, actually, we are going to share with you with our core program that we trust that it should be leveraged by our young talent, especially, and also employers out there. We have our National Structured Internship Program. Actually, the program actually has been there since 2012. Where I think I let Atika actually explaining the detail, but it should create a win-win situation for both talent and employers. I think that's the whole intention about it. While we are prepping our students to be more industry ready, I think that's about National Structured Internship Program. Next, after Atika, actually my colleague Dr. Madhavan actually will explain about our talent analytics platform, which called MYNEXT, that provides real-time data analytics on top of providing and empowering our talent actually to build up their competencies, their harness their skills and knowledge, build up their strengths and weaknesses, and repair their weaknesses. So these are now currently our two main initiative for the graduates, so that I think having everyone here joining us today actually hopefully can benefit you, hopefully can benefit your industry network, your industry peers, and also the talent segment that you have the interest in recruiting. So we trust that. I think I really enjoy Dato speech just now. There are a lot of words that actually in line with what TalentCorp's aspiration, building an agile and resilient talent. Fast-paced moving technology need to also accompanied by continuous improvement in our talent ecosystem, robust, agile technology. So all these words, bombastic words in a way, are actually the reality that we need to continuously equip our young talent now. They need to be agile, they need to be robust with fast-paced technology change so that they can adapt and blend in the fast change in the job market. So I think I leave that for now. So I invite my colleague Atika to explain further on the National Structured Internship Program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Megat. Can everyone hears me? I cannot see you because I'm presenting. So if you have any questions about the program, probably we can wait until the end of the session. Okay. Good evening. My name is Atika. I'm the lead for National Structured Internship Program from TalentCorp. So before we start, I'm going to show you a video that will explain about MySIP from three perspectives. Because MySIP is not only benefiting the companies, but it's also benefiting the institution and also the students. And I'm also seeing the listing of participants today. You come from the institution and also the companies. So let's enjoy the video first, and we discuss further after this.
Hello everyone. TalentCorp is proud to announce the continuity of our structured internship program, introduced since 2012, and now it's rebranded as the National Structured Internship Program, or MySIP. What is the TalentCorp National Structured Internship Program? MySIP. MySIP encourages companies to provide a meaningful internship experience through approved structured internship modules so that students are transformed into industry-ready graduates. With MySIP, companies can claim a double tax deduction on costs spent during the internship. For example, monthly allowance, training, accommodation, digital and communication allowance, and logistics costs paid to the intern. Why should you join MySIP? If you're a student, you will receive a guaranteed monthly allowance from a MySIP company, get upskilled and be trained by industry professionals, and get the chance to receive your first job offer. For employers, you'll be eligible to claim the double tax deduction for you to save on your talent pipeline recruitment cost. Get early exposure and development opportunity to shape the talent you need, and contribute towards nation building by developing more industry-ready graduates for the country. For universities, you get to build and foster stronger ties with more than 1,000 companies for you to explore potential collaborations and increase your students' employability. How to join MySIP? For students, you must 1. Be a Malaysian citizen. 2. Currently studying full-time in a recognized tertiary education institution in Malaysia or university abroad, provided that your internship is conducted in Malaysia. 3. Pursuing a master's or bachelor's degree, professional certificate, diploma or Malaysian skills certificate level 1 to level 5. And 4. Sign up at TalentCorp's MYNEXT Talent. Complete the profiling suite and apply for internship advertised by a MySIP company in MYNEXT. Criteria for MySIP companies. To be a MySIP company, you must 1. Be registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM, relevant business registration bodies or local authorities for Sabah and Sarawak, and statutory bodies for professional service providers. 2. Provide a minimum internship placement of 10 weeks. 3. Pay your interns a minimum monthly allowance of 600 ringgit or more for a master's or bachelor's degree and professional certificate or equivalent. Or pay a minimum monthly allowance of 500 ringgit or more for diploma or Malaysian skills certificate or equivalent. 4. Submit the structured internship module and job descriptions and have it approved by TalentCorp. And finally, complete your MySIP registration with TalentCorp via MyNext. If you have any inquiries, simply contact us at sip@talentcorp.com.my. So, what are you waiting for? Come join us today and be part of the National Young Talent Development Agenda. Be part of MySIP, a signature TalentCorp national initiative from the nation for the nation.
Okay. So from the video, the gist of our program is first the most important part is the paid internship. So we really like for company to offer a good internship allowance for talent for them to sustain their life during the internship program, and also in the same time be more motivated while working with you. Okay, that the first paid internship, and by giving them the allowances during internship, you are getting the double tax deduction for the cost spent during internship, and it just not only covers the allowance but also including the trainings. So I'll explain further after this on the allowances and also the expenses that can be deducted under double tax deduction. And also the most important reason that we have MySIP is we would like them to have a good experience during internship, to produce them as industry ready, future ready graduates, because during this internship period, the company are encouraged to send them for trainings, upskilling, reskilling, or for any kind of soft skill or technical skills required, and you also can claim that under double tax deduction. And by having this ecosystem in MyNEXT, we are now allowing industry academic collaboration via MyNEXT platform, where the university will know where the students getting the internship placement, which company, and at the same time, they can strengthen the industry academic collaboration between industry and academia lah. Okay, so for the gazette that allow all the companies to claim, we have received the gazette for year 2022 to 2025, that the current MySIP gazette lah, PUA 188, right? Okay. So again, so as what Mr. Berhad says just now, we have already started this MySIP since 2012. It's a collaborative effort between Ministry of Human Resources and Ministry of Higher Education, to encourage a meaningful structured internship experience relevant to industry. So we really like if the company can use the internship program as a probation period for you to groom your own talent funnel, and probably can offer them their first job after they complete the internship. That's the most important thing lah. But in the same time, while doing that, we are giving you a double tax deduction benefit for you to ease your financial burden, and also to recruit more interns to join your company. Okay, as for students, they are gaining their professional experience, and also for institution, for them to have a better understanding and direct communication with the industry. Okay, let's discuss on double tax deduction. Okay, so as what explained, double tax deduction is offered to cost spent during the internship. So we have two parts of it. So the first part is on the monthly allowance. We not restricting you any limit of the allowance need to be paid. We only set the minimum allowance. So the minimum allowance is either 500 ringgit or 600 ringgit according to tier. I'll explain further after this. But you can always pay more. So if your policy of company will penalize the students if they are not coming to the office, so based on attendance, we suggest for you to pay more than the minimum allowance to make sure that you are meeting the eligibility minimum allowance, minimum amount. Okay, because you need to make sure that you are paying 500 ringgit or 600 ringgit according to tier. Less than that, you are not eligible for this as MySIP. And also, we also encourage you to send them for training, and also give them extra allowances on meal, traveling, and accommodation, including cash allowance on internet. Digital and communication means internet. So we encouraging companies to have a flexible working arrangement, probably the working from home. Then you can claim whatever cost spent for training, and also other relevant costs up to 5,000 ringgit per student per year. So this part is only applied to the second deduction. But first deduction, you can claim all. So first part is allowance, full. Second part is training and other relevant costs, up to 5,000 ringgit per student per year for the second deduction. So how to calculate, I will explain further after this. Okay, so let's focus on the company eligibility. So the company need to offer an internship with a minimum period of 10 weeks. Must meet this. Less than 10 weeks, not eligible. More than 10 weeks, up to 12 months in a year, we really suggesting that. We really encouraging that. And even if you have a 2U2I program, you have a work-based learning program, which more than 12 months, you can proceed, but you just need to renew with us yearly. Because for MySIP, we are calculating based on assessment year, January until December every year. So even though you just get to know MySIP in October, we are allowing you to declare whoever interns who already joined you that meeting all these requirements since January until December this year. Okay, so anyone who already recruited meeting the eligibility for a degree, example, yeah, degree, master's degree, SKM5 and professional certificate students, paying them minimum 600 ringgit per month or 500 ringgit per month for diploma or SKM4 below, SKM1, 3, SKM1, 2, 3, and 4, and diploma, minimum 500 ringgit. And you are registered with SSM. I believe everyone is registered with SSM. And you just need to register with us. So I have scan slides where you can join us after this if you are meeting all these requirements currently or moving forward. Okay, so we allow you to claim since January until December this year. As for student eligibility, we are only offering this to Malaysian citizens which pursuing full-time studies at local universities, TVET institution, or university abroad. We're now allowing our students, Malaysian students who are studying abroad, but they need to undergo the internship in Malaysia. So the students also need to complete MYNEXT talent assessment, whether they want to apply internship in MYNEXT or you can declare them under MySIP direct hiring. Okay, and the internship program need to be completed before the students complete their study program. So once they complete their last semester, they cannot be part of MySIP anymore. Okay. Someone is opening their mic. Can we hold the question until the end of the session? Okay. All right. This is an example of training to offer to interns. So this is just an example. But if you have other trainings you want to share with us for us to promote to students, by all means, please share with us. So we just want to share. You can send the students, the interns, to any kind of training during their internship period. You need to invest on their trainings, and you can claim back under double tax deduction, up to 5,000 ringgit per student per year for second deduction. Okay, this is just example. So it can be a simple Excel training, it can be a soft skill communication training, it can be a PDF, Microsoft PowerPoint training, anything or more upskill like Python, it's up to you. Because we really like for you to groom the interns to be your future workers or talent. Okay. All right, so just sharing with you the past 5-year achievement. We have 35,365 declared under MySIP. Okay, so the number is still too small compared to the actual interns that go out every year. So we have around 250,000 students going for internship every year. So we still cannot reach to all of the companies to join MySIP to be part of this database. So we really hope that everyone who offer internship can join MySIP and claim the double tax deduction. Okay. Since 2012, we actually have more than 100,000, but still, it's still small numbers. This is top 22 company who offer internship placement for 2022. So we have Inari Emerton, 510, and up to same position for 101 internship placement. So there is no limit or minimum interns which you can recruit. If you only recruited one, you can also declare. If you recruited more than 500 or up to 1,000, we also accept it. So for example, for Petronas, they have lots of subsidiaries. So every subsidiary is submitting separately because each of them is submitting the tax differently. So if you are under group of companies and you have a lot of subsidiaries under you, so for each company that wants to submit for tax under LHDN, you need to be registered with us separately because a specific letter of endorsement to be issued to specific companies who pays the interns. Okay. All right, so let's focus on how do we calculate the double tax deduction. Okay, so I have a case study here. So assuming INATEC hired 50 interns, paid 1,000 allowance per month and internship period is 12 months in a year. So the company also invested on training, which includes the logistic cost of meal, accommodation and travelling, and pays monthly cash allowance in internet bills. So dia ambil semua, take everything that we offer. So the monthly allowance, 1,000 times 50 times 12 months. So per intern is 12,000 times 50 is 600,000. As for training, 2004, logistic 250, cash allowance 50 ringgit. So per intern is 6,000 times 50 is 300,000. So total 900,000 can be deducted from the expenses under tax. Okay, so the comparison between non-MySIP company and MySIP company. So for non-MySIP company, so assume that the gross income is 7.9 million, 10.95 million, less expenses, all the direct and indirect expenses. This is all other expenses apart from internship. So deduct 2.05 million. So the internship allowance and internship other expenses 900,000 deduct, then the net profit is 5 million. So their adjusted income is 5 million. They need to pay tax, assuming for 24% is 1.2 million. Okay, but for my SIP company, from the net profit, they can claim again. They can deduct again the 600,000, the first deduction, no limit. But the second deduction, we cap it up to 5,000 ringgit per student per year. So only 250,000. So the adjusted income is 4.1 million. So the company only need to pay 996,000 compared to 1.2 million for non-MySIP company. So the tax saving for company who under MySIP is around 204,000. Okay. So a bit more example, the more you invested on the interns, the more tax savings you can have. So the things about my SIP, this only applies to company who pay tax. You need to invest first, then you claim back under double tax deduction. So if you just invested 500 ringgit minimum for diploma students for minimum 10 weeks, your investment is only 1,250. So your tax savings is 300 ringgit. Okay, but if you are paying them 1,000 ringgit for 6 months, your investment is higher, it's 6,000 ringgit, but your tax saving is 1,440. Okay, the reason why we explain this because we need to tell you that we are currently operating as self-sustaining agency. We don't receive any grant from government. So that's why we need to sustain the MyNEXT platform and also to facilitate this MySIP to you. So there is a possibility that we are charging the service charge for facilitating MySIP. So you still will not lost anything because from the tax saving, we will take just a bit portion from your tax savings. Okay. All right. The more you invest on interns, the more tax saving you will get on top of full expenses being deducted under the tax deduction. Why we are saying this? Because on the first deduction, you are allowed to deduct everything. No capping, no limit at all. But on the second deduction, we only capping the second part of the training. and all the logistics. Okay, please, we encourage you to pay more to interns to gain your better tax savings. Okay, we have two approach of MySIP. So MySIP is the program who offers you the double tax deduction. So you need to be registered with us and follow the steps. And the steps is currently under MyNEXT. MyNEXT is a platform where you can register. Okay, in MyNEXT, at www.mynext.my, go to MyNEXT company. We offer you two options. The first option is MyNEXT Advertised Internship, and option 2 is MyNEXT Direct Hiring Internship. What's the differentiator between option 1 and option 2? For MyNEXT Advertised Internship, you are allowed to advertise your internship placement offer in MyNEXT, and the students can go into MyNEXT, do the assessment, psychometric assessment, and apply for the internship from the platform itself. But for MySIP direct hiring, if you already recruited your interns, you want to declare it under MySIP to get the double tax deduction, you can come to us, register with MyNEXT first, and you need to follow through with us on the process, and you can declare their details to us, and we can give you the endorsement too. So two-way. So either you advertise or you declare with us manually for now. Because we are in the process to integrate MySIP into MyNEXT, and once everything completed, everything will be in MyNEXT for both options. But for now, for direct hiring, we're still doing it hybrid mode. You still need to register in MyNEXT, but you need to communicate with us and submit the interns detail via email. Okay? All right, so I'm introducing you a bit about MyNEXT, and from here you understand that we have three perspectives in MyNEXT. Before I pass to my another colleague, Dr. Madhavan. So after these slides, I will share with you the slides of where you can scan. If you're interested to be part of MySIP, you can join our sharing session every Friday, and also the brochure where you wish you can download. So let's have a look on the video before we discuss further.
The career market is full of hope and uncertainty. Whether you're a student in search of an amazing internship or a company looking for an intern to help you grow, an employee who wants to get stronger and reach higher, or a university here to guide your students, we got you. This is MyNEXT by TalentCorp, an all-in-one, easy-to-use platform that brings students, companies, universities, and the workforce together. MyNEXT has many parts. Let's talk about them. MyNEXT Talent helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses via the MyNEXT Profiling Suite, builds up your English skills, explore potential career paths, and helps you land the internship you really want. Here's what it can do. You can get very detailed analysis of your strengths and weaknesses, complete and print out your resumes right on the platform, and get matched automatically to the internship you want. But this platform is not just for students. If you're already in the workforce, MyNEXT can provide the same detailed analysis of your personal and professional traits and allow you to complete your resume right on the MyNEXT dashboard. MyNEXT Company helps employers scout ideal internship candidates right on the platform and connects them instantly. Finally, there is a place in Malaysia where interns and employers can find each other easily. On top of that, companies can even be endorsed with double tax deduction incentives from TalentCorp's National Structured Internship Program, MySIP, all through the MyNEXT platform. And MyNEXT University can help university counselors in crafting the ideal plans of intervention for your institution through the MyNEXT Analytical and Coaching Dashboard that provides institutions with detailed data points of students within the institution based on their MyNEXT profiling results to help your students grow. MyNEXT helps you supercharge your professional development. It's like having a whole team behind you for the biggest transition of your life. This is MyNEXT by TalentCorp. Give us 10 minutes to show you how you can kickstart this amazing journey.
Okay, that's about MyNEXT. So MySIP already in MyNEXT for registration, and for direct hiring it's already started. direct hiring, like advertised internship already started, but for direct hiring, we are having a virtual open day every Friday at 10 a.m. So you can scan here and it will bring you to a link to register. So during that session, we will give a bit more detailed information on how to register as MySIP company. Okay, feel free to scan and join us. Okay.
Natika, are we opening up for any Q&A?
After this, because from the moderator that we are having the Q&A at the last session.
At the end, okay.
At the end,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Okay. All right. So this is my MySIP brochure. If you want to have a look, you can scan also and download. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. So probably I can pass back to the moderator or Dr. Madhavan to continue the session. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Siti Noratika, for that engaging presentation and sharing. To our audience, for your information, Mrs. Noratika leads the National Structured Internship Program, MySIP, where she promotes the benefits of MySIP to stakeholders in alignment with the graduate employability agenda. As a certified career coach, she provides talent coaching and career development for Malaysian students and fresh graduates. She also plays an active role as the industry advisor for the Faculty of Applied Science and Technology in University Tun Hussein On, and as an elite fellow for the Faculty of Business and Economics in University Malaya. She has over 20 years of experience in sales and enterprise business development, focusing on education and government projects. She was previously attached to various organizations, including NEC and Samsung Malaysia, and a diploma and bachelor degree holder in estate management with honors from University Technology Mara. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce our the final speaker for today, who are the heads of the operation team of MYNEXT, a subsidiary of TalentCorp, which focuses on providing talent solutions with the main purpose of supporting the government agenda on addressing the issue of graduate employability in Malaysia. With prevalent experience in the academia for the past 19 years holding various administrative positions, he is known for his expertise and insights on the issues and challenges faced by students, universities, and industries in nurturing and hiring in the right talents. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy from University Putra Malaysia and has obtained professional certifications in various information technology related professions, including the Huawei Certified Network Administrator, Huawei Certified Academic Instructor, and also AWS Cloud Foundation. Please welcome Dr. Madhavan Nair, who will be sharing his expertise on MYNEXT. Dr. Madhavan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yasmira, for the introduction. Let me share my slide first. Just give me a moment. Yeah, a very good afternoon, everyone. So today I will share one of our initiative under Trust One from TalentCorp, which is known as MyNEXT. So this is mainly a talent ecosystem to look into the addressing of employability among our graduates, right? So we are trying to see how we can do a seamless ecosystem from starting school all the way to our graduates getting their first job, right? So maybe I'd like to re-highlight the challenges before we move on to the platform itself. And one of the major challenges in Malaysia is the availability of skilled jobs. And in today's ecosystem, you can see there are just so many types of jobs which are coming out of the market. And the type of programs that is offered in the institutions are quite, also getting more dynamic. But again, the types of jobs available also are changing on on a yearly basis. So, it's quite challenging for institutions to keep up with those kind of changes. But with the type of experience that the students get, we also need to show them what sort of careers that they can actually get into. So if you look at the chart here, you can see that we have about, this is from 2021, but from 2022, it's about almost 4.9 million um, skilled workforce in the market, but the availability of jobs is still hovering around 2 million. So we have a shortfall of about 2 million high-skilled jobs, right? And most of these students will actually get into what we call underemployment. So they get into jobs which are not related to their program, or one thing, or jobs that don't require a degree program or a diploma program, right? So this is where the underemployment comes. So you can see that there is a growing trend since 2017 itself. And of course, the third challenge is, of course, employability among our youth graduates. So we look at the statistics, we are hovering around 11 to 12% among our youth between the age of 18 to 24. And if you look at postgraduate students, it's about 16%. So this is where the challenges are in the Malaysian ecosystem. Now, what we are trying to do with the platform is, so under optimizing Malaysian talent, we are also trying to see how we can actually build this information when it comes to the talent database, getting this info out to the industry itself so that they know where to get those talents. At the same time, we also want to see on the demand side, what are the industry looking for so that the institution itself will know what sort of talent is sought after from the industry. At the same time, this information can be further trickled down to the students itself so that they know what sort of programs to take. Right. So, of course, this is a cycle that I think everyone has to be involved. Industry has to be involved. The academia has to be involved, as well as the students as well. So, we are trying to see how we can actually create that vital link between education and employability. And using this integrated talent solution analytics platform. I think one of the more big challenges today is not about whether someone has a degree or not, but how well they can perform in a job, right? How well they can perform in a program as well. So we can see that studies shows that there is a very low correlation between the years of education or their age when it comes to overall job success or academic performance. And we see that even job experience are becoming really obsolete now because things are changing so rapidly, and new skills has to be taken up. Recent studies have shown that by 2025, almost 30% of our employees have to be reskilled, right, just to keep up with what is happening in the industry today. And what we can see is one of the best way to actually look at how well an individual can fit into your organization is looking at their personality test, right? If you do a psychometric assessment of this individual, you can see how well they can actually fit into your organization, right? So this is something that we are advocating to our students and also to the institution to tell them that, this is one way that you can actually capture those kind of information, right? And on the platform itself, you can see that we take care of not only one, we take care of all three main stakeholders. So one is the talent. So under the talent platform, what we do is we actually look at the talent itself to find out what sort of career which are suitable for them and what are the real interests when they actually want to get into the job market, right? Because if they identify what is their interest, and basically that's going to motivate them to do something, right? So if they're doing something which is out of their interest, that's not going to motivate them anyway. So that is something that we're going to look at, and we are going to create that self-awareness, and we're giving them a tool, right? So it's very difficult for them to identify what it is, but here now we have a tool for them to actually identify what are the interest areas and what are their strengths and capabilities when it comes to even their work competency, right? So we have a series of assessment on the platform. We also provide this a CV for them to build, at the same time provide opportunities for internship. I think my colleague earlier mentioned about the MySIP program. So this is what we call a paid internship for the students, so they can gain access to that. And of course, on top of that is access to fresh graduate jobs. So this is something that we're also looking at. I think one of the biggest challenges for our graduates, especially fresh graduates, is looking for their first job. So we also want to make this thing seamless for that. And on the platform itself, access to career counseling tools as well is also available. So what we're doing is we are also giving the institution itself access to all this data. So whatever assessment that the student has done, all this information is now available to the institution. And we believe the institution now, with all this available data, and they can do the necessary intervention. If they see that their students' English proficiency is low, then they can have specific intervention programs. If they see that, when it comes to their work competency, communication is an issue for this batch of students, then they can run specific program just to improve communication or even problem-solving skill among the students, right? So they are giving all these data points to the institution to actually manage the students while they're in the institution, so that when they go out into the industry, they're already ready, right? So those analytics are now available to the institution for students who are under their umbrella, right? And applying for internship is something that the students will do. And now this information is also available to the institution by having access to tracking where their students are, what sectors they are in, to further manage internship for their students. Now, of course, for companies itself, I think one of the most important for companies to look for the right talent, right? And having this platform itself is going to be a good pipeline for them to source their talent. And we see that one way to look at this is to match what is the expectation from the industry to what is the capability of the talent. So I think one of the good things about this is, besides looking at the grades of the student, I think the most important is to see how well they can fit into your organization, right? And this is important so that retention can be kept low, right? So you want a good retention rate, and one way is to see how they can actually map competency to what is required in your jobs. And we provide approach for you to track applications, to look at the analytics, and you can also look at the profiling of the candidate that applies to you. So on top of their CV, now you also have access to their profiling. It's going to be a rich information for you to make that first filtration even before your interview as well, right? And of course, the benefits of the tax incentive itself, which you can gain from MySIP. So at the bottom, you can see the various assessments that we do on the platform. So we do the gold standard personality test, which is the Big Five. And we also do the work interest, which is RISEC, that will tell them what sort of career that they can get into, even the English proficiency test. So all these are quite relevant to the industry, and they can use this not only to do the filtration, but also to match what they want. At the same time, the institution can use these data points to further improve their students' capability as well, right? So this is how the talent platform will look like for the students. So basically, it's a very simple platform. They can get into the platform and register. So talent meaning anyone, even you as an individual are a talent. You can go into the platform, register yourself, and then do the profiling and get your own individual report. So each and every one of you can actually go onto the platform and get your own report. Now, for the students who are actually ready for internship, they can apply for internship. And for those who are ready for their first job, they can actually apply for the job application as well. So on the platform itself. So we create this space for the talent and how they can benefit. So basically, all this information are there at their fingertips. So the reports will give them additional view besides their grades of their hard skill courses on their strength and what are the areas of improvement that they can do, right? So this is not a test, right? It's more of to show them where they are when it comes to their personality and also what motivates them to do a specific thing, right? And this is basically a result from one of the students candidate, and you can see that there are dominant work interests that they can actually identify, and they also what do you call it, show them what are the career fields that they can get into. So this information can be very suitable. So for example, if you're looking for someone to get into the human resource, for example, then you can see that, you know, this social component should be high for that particular candidate because you're going to work with people, right? So this is we're looking for someone on a human resource candidate. But if you're looking at someone on the hospitality industry as well, you will prefer someone with a good social component and probably enterprising, someone who can look into sales and marketing. So you can see how well they can actually fit by just looking at the profiling itself. So these are the 6 assessment that we have on the platform, and each of them gives a different data set that you can use for your decision-making process. And this is just a sample of how the RISEC will look like. So you can see the different types of careers that will be suitable for students with different dominant interests, right? So someone who is artistic can look at, the creative industry. Someone who is very enterprising can look into sales and marketing. And someone who is on the social component, which is high, they can look at education, human resource, counseling, and even social work, right? And if you want someone who is very structured and organized, so they can go into the high conventional. So, example, in terms of finance and so on. So that can be even looked at. And if someone you want to be very realistic, hands-on, then you can look at somebody who is high on those kind of components. And these are basically personality and motivation. Now, of course, everyone would say, we are looking at grades and finding out, but you might get students with similar grades, a similar degree, a qualification, but they will all perform differently, right? So all that it depends on their personality and how well they fit into your organization. So this is one way, again, for you to gauge how well these students are going to be. So for example, if you want someone who's going to work very well in a team, so you probably want to look at someone with a high agreeableness, the traits. And if you want someone who is going to be, have very good leadership qualities, very extrovert, and so on. So extroversion has to be high. So if someone is going to sales and marketing and so on, who's able to convince people to buy a product, for example, then you're going to look at very high extroversion, for example. So these are things that you want to look at. And neuroticism is looking at, emotional stability. So you want to look at someone who can manage high level of stressful environments sort of work, and you want to look at a very high emotional stability kind of person. So these are things that probably would be something beyond the grades of the student that will decide on how well they perform in the organization. So we also provide an English proficiency test. Again, depending on your organization, what kind of level of what it is English proficiency that you want from your candidate, this can be also looked at. So for institution-wise, if you're looking at improving further a certain cohort of your students which has got a very low level of English proficiency, again, you can actually target them and then do your training within your organization to further improve that, right? So this is basically the pathway that we give for our student talent to get onto the platform. So this is reporting for the institution. So if you're in an institution and you want to manage your students' data points that you collected from the talent platform and even monitor so that you can actually get those data points, this is the platform that you can do. So you can have your own analytical dashboard. You also have a custom report builder where you can generate different reports, whether you're going to do by gender, or you're going to do by your faculty or by program, or if you want to compare by different campuses to see how well your students are doing. All this can be done on this platform itself. And for counselors within your institution, you're probably going to look at the coaching dashboard, because why? When you have counseling sessions with your students, all the profiling information is already ready, and you can make informed decisions before you also counsel your students to see or do some sort of career counseling on what sort of area that they should get into, even what sort of elective they should be taking based on their work competency. That can be also done from the platform itself. So today you can have all the informed decision even before advising your students, right? to choose or even up to selecting an elective that you want on the platform, right? So all this can be done. So this is just an example of how the reports will look like. So this is more aggregated report for your group of students, even you can filter it by campus, by program, and see how well they are doing and where they are currently. And we can also allow you to benchmark it against the total population in the platform itself, so that you can see how well your institution is doing compared to the overall population, right? So these are some custom report builder. We have about maybe 98 different templates on the platform that you can generate different charts to make comparison, whether it's going to be gender, program, different campuses, by different, what do you call it, components of each assessment that can be done through the platform itself. So this is individual reports. So this is something that both companies and also institution will be able to see. If a candidate applies through the platform to a particular company for internship, the company would be able to see this report as well, right? And this is, of course, for career counselors to look at individual student reports and to see where they are currently when it comes to all the different assessment on the platform. Now, for companies itself, we also provide a dashboard. So basically, for companies, you will have your own platform. You can advertise about internship opportunities on the platform. Of course, we provide templates, even job description. There is a template. You can auto-generate for you a job description based on the type of position, but you can edit it and add on to the job description that you want. We also have something called a talent search. So students or candidates who are already on the platform, who are ready to who make themselves visible for employment, you can actually search those talents on the platform itself. So that is one way. So either they apply to your position, or you can also do a talent search, right? So there are opportunities to advertise about internships and also jobs on the platform. And on the platform, you can also track applications when the application comes in, until you actually, whether you reject or you accept the application on the platform. And you can also schedule meetings through the platform itself. So this is available on the platform for the companies. And of course, for talent management, so if you are thinking of managing your own talent within your organization and you want to see the profiling of your own employees, talent management is one way that you can look at. So you can get your staffs to do the talent profiling, and your HR can actually look at those profiling and then decide whether you want to further, train them into specific area where you see there are shortcomings in some areas, or if you want to look at whether you want to promote this particular candidate within your organization. So you want to see whether they fit into the sort of work competency that you require for the promotion. So that can be used with the talent management. So this is how the platform looks like. I'm just taking one of the component, which is track application. You can see you can apply the applicant, you can shortlist them, engage, interview, and then move this candidate to different boxes until you actually offer them or even reject them from the application. So this is basically tracking applications for jobs. So everything is there on the platform, and then you can further explore on that, right? So we can, of course, share with you later. You can always drop us an email, and we can get our team to share with you how this whole thing works. And of course, one thing important for stakeholders today is, of course, for students today, this current generation, they also like to know what are the offerings is given by the company itself, what sort of environment they are working in, right? So we provide a space for a company to put their branding. And this, again, will give visibility, especially for SMEs, visibility about how your company look like, what's the environment you're working in, what are the testimonials of some of those people who are already working or interns who are already working, so that it's quite visible to those who are actually applying into your organization, right? Okay, so I will end my presentation with this quote by Steve Jobs, right? So you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect the dots looking backwards, right? So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. So what we are saying is, we hope that you can participate in this initiative so that, over the years, if we do, this structured way of, getting talents on the platform and building the database of talent, talent supply and also talent demand, we eventually will also narrow that, gap of, the mismatch, as well as, provide that talent pool to the industry itself. All right, thank you very much for listening to the session. So I'll pass it back to our host.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Madhavan, for that insightful presentation and sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we have heard from our distinguished speakers, it's time to open the floor to your questions and engage in a meaningful discussion. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask, or you may type it in the chat box.
Yes, Mr. Hari?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Atika.
Hi, Dr.
It's been a
Hari. It's
it's
you.
been a long time. Yeah. Hey, I've got several questions, but maybe I start off with a question for Madhavan. This MyNEXT seems pretty, I guess, a critical, strategic tool in my mind in terms of analyzing the talent profile, the characteristics, and I always believed that you should be hiring for attitude, not for the resume. Yeah. The question is that, and I was quite surprised on the graph saying that, indicating that the number of people with high, technical skills, high skills, versus the number of jobs. Yeah, it looks like there's a, I always thought that is the other way around, but I think that you said it that way. Now, in the industry that I come from, the electronics industry, I think it's very difficult to believe that, because every other day when you go to a meeting or any kind of forum, talent comes up as a top line item and so forth. So is it because, and then you talked about the underemployment, okay. Is it because then that we are not in alignment or in sync with what the industry's requirements are, and hence we are outputting, okay, high skilled talents, but they're not matching the skilled workforce? Where is the real root cause here?
Hey,
Hi.
Megat, you want to take it up? Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Hari. You actually can take that question. Actually, is
Sure.
an interesting question. Of course, actually, if you are seeing the statistic, actually we are churning halfway of what are the jobs creations in the market, on top of what we are producing to the market. So of course, actually, like, these are also the inputs that we are providing to the government in terms that, yes, actually we are seeing more and more FDI comings, but the investments coming are heavily on semi-skills and low skills job creations, which we feel that if this continues, we are going actually to over years, actually we are going to continuously have this oversupply of skills workforce, therefore suppress the job market, and they are actually now competing in the semi-skill level, and also suppress the employers, because at employers point of view, our country actually just have the minimum wage benchmarking. We don't have actually like educational qualification benchmarking. I think some of other countries already done it, but we are still stick to that minimum wage. So people now with degree level or even master level, because actually it's hard to fit in job qualification and job requirement that need degree or master level, they are now competing in semi-skills part. So we are suppressing the market. I think our input to the government, to the MITI, to the Ministry of Finance, actually, like yes, actually, we welcome more and more investment, but it should in sync with creating high skills, high value workforce. So therefore, actually, OS, Dr. Hari will continuously facing this kind of challenge. Our graduates actually will continue to suffer underemployment, the rise of gig jobs, food panda rider. I think even food panda rider, when we actually going down to the university and talking to the students, yes, while you are now young and energetic, of course, actually you can make more deliveries. But are you actually going to stay doing deliveries for the next 10 years? So these are the questions that we are throwing to the students, that you in order for you to compete in the market, on top of the ticket, the degree ticket, master ticket that you have in your hand, you need to build up your competencies. You need actually to build up on your public speaking, articulative thinking, critical thinking. All these kind of things should be embedded in their university years or their studies years, so that we can have a better industry ready output.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hari, for the question, and also to Mr. Megat for the sharing. If there's more question, feel free to unmute yourself, or you may type it in the chat box.
I think maybe if I may add actually to on top of Atika and also Dr. Madhavan sharing, so these two are actually is our current critical advocacy, if I can say that, the core initiative that we are advocating across industries talent. So because at MyNEXT end, actually we need to build a solid database for us actually to run a strategic intervention, for us actually to run intervention that optimize government investment. So ideally we should actually reduce post-graduation upskilling and reskilling, because it's over the years is going to be a government liability. So if we actually can do this right, can structure it right, can embed all the necessary requirements, equip them with the right information as early as possible, definitely, God bless, we can actually minimize all the risks that coming to us in the future.
All right, thank you, Mr. Megat. I think that's it from the audience.
Okay, probably if the audience wants to live with us, I'm sharing with you the email address at the chat box. So if you have any questions after this on MySIP, or if you want us to send you some brochures or information, feel free to email us at sip.team@talentcorp.com.my. So someone will assist you. Thank you.
All right, thank you all for your participation in the Q&A session. As we come to the end of this event, I believe I want to express our gratitude to all of our speakers, Mr. Megat, Ms. Noratika, and also Dr. Madhavan, and also to all the participants. Your contributions have made this event a tremendous success. We hope you leave here today with new insights, inspiration, and connections that will serve you well. Thank you again for joining us at TalentCorp's sharing session, Government Grants and Initiative.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day.
Can we
Thank
take a
you.
photo or something like that?
Oh, take photo.
Oh,
Oh, the photo session.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
You all can
Alright.
switch on your videos and we can at least take a photograph, yeah.
Okay, one. There's more?
And that's more.
All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry? View. All right. Okay. All right. One more. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, everyone.
much.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
So, bye. Okay.